And you can help lift up this nation and all its people to that place where the heart is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from truth and tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sands of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. Dear Father, let our country awake. Thank you.
Dear Father, let our country awake. That was Emmy Award-winning actor Martin Sheen in Washington, D.C. this past weekend, reprising his role as President Jed Bartlet from the hit TV show The West Wing. That presidential sermon took place at an event for the new book in which Sheen figures prominently, titled What's Next? A Backstage Pass to The West Wing, its cast and crew, and its enduring legacy of service. And Martin joins us now, along with the co-author of What's Next, Melissa Fitzgerald. She appeared in all 7 seasons of The West Wing as Carol Fitzpatrick, an assistant to the fictional administration's press secretary, C.J. Gregg. Thank you all both so much for being with us. Martin, it's always such a tremendous honor having you here. And so moving when you said, Dear Father, let our country awake. I want you, if you could, talk to us about this historic time, this troubling time that we find ourselves passing through as a nation.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us to come and be part of the show at this historic time, truly. The words that you played earlier that I did at the synagogue Saturday night were not mine or Aaron Sorkin's, but were from the Indian poet laureate Rabindranath Tagore. He was one of the great poets from India. And I learned that poem many years ago while I was working in India. But they are so appropriate, so that whenever I speak in public, I always end whatever remarks I'm giving to whomever I'm giving them to with that poem. So I'm glad you played that. Yeah, I think that, clearly there is a groundswell in the country. I'm thinking back to Reagan's first run when he said it's a new morning in America, and he called America the shining city on a hill. That's the New Jerusalem from the Old Testament, and that's what's happening in the whole country right now. And it's so rewarding and so refreshing and so exciting to have joy back in our political life and our conversation.
Martin, I've been a real fan of the show. In fact, I have on my traveling iPad all the seasons. I watched it over and over. It prepared me for when I started having access when President Obama. I almost knew the rooms from watching the show. So wow. I'm asking you this: when you decided not to run again because of, in the show, health reasons, and then we saw President Biden take a real statesman position and not run again this time, both of you deferring, one fictional, one in reality, and supporting a person of color for the first time becoming president. In the Scripps case, a Latina, in this case, a black Asian woman. Did you think of any of the parallels when you heard what Biden would do and where we are as a country now dealing with something that in fiction you had to get people to adjust to, and we are adjusting to in reality, that we're talking about a woman and a woman of color for the first time in American history?
Well, when we were doing the show, because we filmed that in our last season in 2006, and so we had no idea what was in store. But the show has always been relevant since we began in 1999, and it's still relevant today to a lot of new viewers that are finding it on streaming on various networks, and so it's still a source of inspiration. And there are so many areas, not just this the historic time we're living through with the transfer of power, the passing of torch to a younger, more vibrant candidate, in this case Vice President Harris. But you know, somebody said this the other day when we were at the White House that with the possible exception of Jimmy Carter, no president in our lifetime has ever made a more courageous, patriotic, and selfless decision. And you're going to see a groundswell tonight, of course, at the convention. That phrase, "Thank you, Joe," is going to be resounding throughout the nation, throughout the world. Thank you from a grateful nation, from a grateful world. Your courage, your insight, and your laying aside your personal ambition to the country, to the people. And his legacy has grown enormously. So we had a chance to thank him in person. And gosh, I'm just tongue-tied even talking about him, even though I'm a windbag. But no.
Oh, no. Melissa, in the book, you talk about the show's overarching message, and you write in part this: from the start, a commitment to service was in the bones of the West Wing, in its DNA. It was the ethos of a show designed to be, in the words of creator Aaron Sorkin, a love letter to public service. That said, you can't get people interested in service if they're not watching. As Aaron has told countless journalists countless times, it was an hour a week devoted to telling good stories. But between the smart, interwoven narratives, the periodic flourishes of workplace romance, and the back-and-forth banter, Aaron also managed to offer up a weekly civics case study, one laced with inspiration, a robust sense of patriotic optimism, and a bold ambition, too. On top of all of this, his story seemed to steer the conversation toward the better angels of our nature. And I'm reminded of Bobby Kennedy saying that public service is an honorable profession. And that really is in the DNA of the West Wing, isn't it?
It absolutely is, and it's in the DNA of our book, What's Next? And it's part of what inspired us to do the book the way we did it, too. It is a fun fan book with behind-the-scenes insights and stories that I think you won't get anywhere else. But really, it also ties in the service. Our friendships, we're really a family, and our friendships have been strengthened over the years and inspired by Martin's march towards social justice, for sure. But we are all on a text chain together. We come together to support each other's issues and causes every single day. And in the book, we really lay out all the different issues and causes that the actors care about, and there are ways that people can support them. Because the West Wing was a love letter to public service, and What's Next is a love letter to the West Wing, the army of people it took to make it, the fans who loved it, and the people who were inspired by it. And, you know, we all know so many young public servants who have been inspired to go and live this life because of the West Wing. And I can think of nothing that makes us feel better than to see that people who are here to do the most good for the most people.
Melissa, as you look at Karine Jean-Pierre now and think of the character of CJ, do you have any type of ways that you identify, feel that they are treating her unfair as press secretary at the White House, and look at some of what CJ as a character had to deal with back and forth with journalists during the West Wing shows?
Absolutely. I've seen many parallels, and she's done a phenomenal job, I think. And I would have loved to have worked for her, too.
Yeah. I think she's going to keep her job, by the way.
Yeah, I think she should.
Yeah, I think so. Martin, finally, I just want to ask you a general question. You know, I'm an optimist. I remain an optimist. Sometimes my wife asks me why I'm so optimistic, but I am. I believe, you know, Paul McCartney had a quote one time when they asked why he was optimistic. He goes, well, you know, I look around and in the end, I think we got him outnumbered. The good guys got him outnumbered. I look though at you, and I look at your faith. I look at your life, and I just sense that you have this inner light, this inner optimism. that sees the best in people, that sees the best in our country, and sees the promise of America. Talk about that.
Well, you mentioned Paul McCartney. There was another Englishman before him that during the worst part of the Nazi Blitz on London, Mr. Churchill was always upbeat no matter what. And after a particularly horrific bombardment, he was still upbeat. And one of his aides said, "Excuse me, sir, but how, under the circumstances, can you be so optimistic?" And he said, "Under the circumstance, what's the alternative?"
Exactly.
We really don't have any choice. We're either going to turn the light on or, live in the darkness. I'd rather live in the darkness. Sometimes you're a target and sometimes you're a lighthouse. So I choose to be a lighthouse.
But I agree completely. What other choice do we have? The new book, What's Next? A backstage pass to the West Wing, its cast and crew, and its enduring legacy of service is on sale now. Co-author and West Wing actress Melissa Fitzgerald and the West Wing actor Martin Sheen, thank you both so much for being with us. We greatly appreciate it.